For those who prefer Linux or are simply curious about Linux and other open source technologies, this is Category 5 Technology TV.
Welcome to episode number 263 of Category 5 Technology TV.
What season is it, Robbie?
Season 6!
Yeah! That many.
Hey, everybody.
That many.
Tuesday, October the 2nd, 2012. So good to see you. We got lots of new viewers joining us tonight. If you're brand new, joining us in the chat room, make sure you say, hey, we'd love to be able to give you a shout out. Let us know where you're from. PM me or Eric, and we'll give a greet and a shout out. How you doing, bud?
I am.
Let's get this all fixed up. There we go.
Man. You know, and I didn't get to spend any time in makeup today before
I know.
the show.
Just wild, eh?
But I did go and dig through my closet and find my Robbie shirt. My Robbie shirt. I could not find the bald wig.
He actually calls it the Robbie shirt.
The Robbie shirt.
Couldn't find the bald wig. There's an oxymoron there.
Well, I didn't want to say that condom thing that I had on my head for that. That was a good show, though.
That was a lot of fun. I loved looking back at some of those old episodes last week. That was good fun.
You know, and
fun.
Sadly, Rachel kept it together fairly well for that show. It was I who kept introducing myself. I was, of course, trying to be Robbie Ferguson.
I'm Robbie Ferguson.
Hi, I'm Eric Kidd. Hi, it's September 12th. No, it's not. Because we were doing it a few days ahead. That was a challenge. Sorry, I digress.
That was fun, though.
Hey, viewers.
If you ever missed it, go to our website, category5.tv. Of course, there are the clips from last week's episode number 262, our 5th anniversary celebration. If you jump over to our website, though, category5.tv, just kind of hop over there.
Click over there.
And do
a dance?
A search for spoof. Be a good one. Let's see here. There it is, number 226.
That is a darn good look I've got going on there.
That is, your beard with my forehead and kind of cranium.
So I was
good-looking
infinitely
guy.
Smarter all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Not.
And I was itchy.
Hey. No. Oh. No.
Hey,
Yacht
Eric,
did not see that one.
Yeah, well, really? 226.
Didn't see that one.
You got to check it out. All right. Definitely. What do you got coming up in the newsroom there, Eric?
I'm not even going to tell you.
And as he's getting ready, because it takes him a while, he's, hey, look at what we got for you. If you were at the live anniversary show last week, don't go away. We've got a Jawbone icon to give away in just a couple of moments.
We've
got your tickets.
Folks who didn't win left in that jar.
I told you there'd be chances for you, because we love you.
Yacht didn't show up. I was expecting to meet him in person.
I was expecting him to fly over from planet Calypso.
Sure. Coming up in the newsroom, some Windows 8 laptops and PCs could end up running more Android apps than ones written for Microsoft software. Japan has introduced piracy penalties for illegal downloads. Pretty soon, robots, or is that Robbie Butts, could be as smart as a honeybee. Seriously. You got a buzz, man.
That's the buzz all over the news, guys. That's the buzz.
Plans to shorten UK domain names may see .co.uk become simply .oc. Or I mean UK.
Ah, yes.
And
I said, who's going to register F.UK?
Somebody, probably the first week.
In the first moment.
An X Factor style TV show to discover tech entrepreneurs is in the work. So you really ought to stick around. These stories are coming up later in the show.
Thanks, Eric. Tonight we are going to be doing something really, really fun. We're going to be learning to...
Sure.
That's going to change a lot of domain names because it's going to read differently
is.
because you don't have the .uk. So all of a sudden it actually reads.
I mean, you don't say dot.
Well, it's
com. You say .com. You don't say.
You say .com. Yeah, you don't say .com.
You do say .ca. For
yeah, because who's going to say .ca?
Yeah.
Doesn't really
and
work.
Somebody
right?
could come up with ca.ca and have caca, which is sorry. I'll carry on.
Terrible. Terrible.
Did you know Category 5.tv is a member of the Tech Podcast Network? If it's tech, it's here. And the International Association of Internet Broadcasters.
And don't forget, we've got our mobile website. Oh, there it is. Visit our mobile website, scan the code.
Sorry, I didn't see the...
m.cat5.tv. You touched it and it disappeared. How did that happen? Okay. So we've got our mobile website, postcards. We love to receive your postcards. Send those in to us.
This isn't quite a postcard.
What do you got?
I have... Check this out.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That's
Eric
gorgeous.
Kid
Some
postcard.
short, fat guy with an electric guitar.
Here,
That's nasty.
There he is. Doing a gig. Somebody snapped a picture and sent it our way.
Trying not to get run over by a car. There was a salesman there trying to throw me in with a deal on a used Ford. It was something.
Very cool.
All right. So, yes, you can send us a postcard, snail mail, at Category 5 Technology TV, Post Office Box 29009 or 29009, Barrie, that's Barrie, no Berry or anything like that, Ontario, Canada. L4N is in November, 7W7.
All right, we've got to take a really quick break. Stick around. We've got a Jawbone icon to give away to those who were in our studio audience last week.
Yes.
That's going to be happening just after the break, so don't go anywhere.
Night.
It was
a fun night.
We'll recap in just a few minutes. We'll be right back.
All right.
At Eco Alkalines, we believe you should be able to trust your batteries not just here, but here, and here. But with one exception, you should also be able to trust your batteries here. Eco Alkalines are the world's first and only certified carbon-neutral battery manufactured to the highest standards of recycling and quality, without any trace amounts of harmful chemicals like mercury, lead, or cadmium. Eco Alkalines provide performance that rivals leading national alkaline battery brands at a comparable price. Find out more about the Eco Alkalines difference. EcoAlkalines.com.
This is Category 5 Technology TV. I'm your host, Robbie Ferguson.
I am your co-host, Eric Kidd, or sometimes known as The Gang, or sometimes Krista, sometimes Hillary, sometimes Rachel. I haven't been called Sasha yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
The viewers haven't caught on.
Yes.
Okay. Folks, get your ballots out. This is really, really cool. We made mention of the Jawbone last week on the show at number 262. So they sent us one. This is the one that you saw.
Did you get anything on your mic there?
I kind of got some all over me. No, but this is the device that we showed on the episode. We actually demonstrated this with an old clip. This was one of my favorite looks back.
It's amazing how
it's incredible.
It's
standing right there in front of a blender, or if you work, you use like a leaf blower or lawnmower or whatever, and you want to be able to still buy and sell your stocks.
Yeah,
you can do it.
I was talking to my niece. She drives a city bus, and she was down at the terminal, and I'm talking to her. Hello? She could have used one of those.
Yeah.
Because it was horrible.
I used to use it when I was self-employed. I used to use it when I was out and about, because I was always on the go. I only had...
How Canadian is that, out and about?
Out and about.
Yeah.
I had no way for people to reach me except for my cell phone when I was out. So best thing for them to do was give me a call. It would ring through. I answered on my Jawbone. They wouldn't even know that I wasn't sitting in my office. Yeah. It's amazing.
Hey, what up?
Noise assassin technology. It takes that noise and it assassinates it. That's Jawbone Icon, my friends. Check it out. Get your tickets out. Come on, draw that. So these are tickets that were
digging deep.
That were given out at our 5th anniversary celebration.
Yeah,
we're going to give you one.
Yacht didn't show up. Okay, we have a number here. 865-707. So the last 3 numbers, 707. So if you were at our anniversary party, I hope you held on to your stub, because that's the winner.
There you go. 865-707.
Hold steady, would you?
Okay, so folks, all you got to do, if that is your number, is email us live at category5.tv or give us a call, 254-5-CAT5-TV. That's 254-5-85. No. It's really tricky. Let me figure that out. 254-522-8588.
You're not getting any phone calls. You know that. You're not getting a darn phone call.
It's easier just to say 2545.
Some poor person is going to get a wrong number. Hey, is the nerd there? Is the bald nerd there? And they're going to say, who? How dare you call me that? That's what's going to happen.
No, they'll say, please hold. I'll get them for you.
I used to work in a music store. I've worked in a few of them. But it was called The Bandstand. Mm-hmm. And, of course, everybody remembers the show The American Bandstand. And there's a fellow who worked there. His name's Richard, but he went by the name Dick. And his last name was, in fact, Clark. So we get crank calls regularly.
Oh, right.
And, at first I didn't pick up on it.
Yeah.
And poor Dick, he was oblivious to what was going on. And, I'd say, bandstand. And, is that the bandstand? Is Dick Clark there? And they'd be chuckling. I said, yes, just a moment, please. And I'd shut the phone up. I'd go and get Dick, and he'd pick up the phone. Hello? Hello? Why does this keep happening?
I don't understand.
Really, he didn't get it at first. All right.
Congratulations to our winner. We'll look forward to hearing from you live at category5.tv.
Well, they didn't phone in yet.
Or phone us. Anytime this week. I mean, anytime.
So you've got a week. At 7 o'clock next Tuesday when we start the show, what happens?
It's going to be an amazing broadcast.
How would you like a question from a
Love
viewer?
one.
You got time for one of those?
Yeah, I'm just drawing doodles. So
you are such...
Come on, let's
you know what? I got to say, Krista... Or was it Rachel you were doing that competition where you tried to draw...
it was Rachel and I.
Yeah.
The gnome.
Yes, the gnome.
It's...
Do you have that? Because...
Yeah.
I don't want to pick sides or anything, but I think Rachel did a little better job than you. Marginally. Just marginally. Yeah, you be careful when you're looking for Flickr and you spell that wrong.
If you go to our website, category5.tv, and as a registered subscriber to our website, you can click on the member section of the photo gallery.
There's that good shirt. Nice.
Let's see here. I'm looking for this for Eric. There it is.
There it is. Yeah, I don't know what... Actually, you did a commendable job. A commendable job.
I am not at all a drawer.
But I don't know why you called your gnome GIMP. That's kind of a...
GNU image manipulation program. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my drawing on the left.
Yeah.
Rachel's on the right. Rachel's kind of spectacular, though.
Okay. Oh my goodness!
All that is available in our season 5 gallery.
But why don't we set up a computer competition and see who wins?
Typing or something.
Yeah, that
race.
Too. Yeah,
race to the finish line.
Okay, we have a viewer question from the lovely and talented Robert Gorzinski.
Hey, Robert.
We've heard from him before. Hi, Robbie. I am all the Cat 5 crew today. Wishing you a happy 5th birthday and
thanks,
hope
Robert.
Cat 5 TV has many more to come. Wish I was able to come and celebrate. Yeah, so do we. With everyone, but unfortunately, it's a little too long a trip for me. What is it? Just in Australia? Come on.
It's a little ways.
In regards to Google Maps getting a route, depending on whether you're Robbie or Eric, wrong, look what it did to me. Check out the distance and time taken on the left-hand side of the picture.
Okay.
LOL.
I'm going to have to look
Is that lots of love or laughing out loud? Depends on who's sending it, right?
Yeah, I suppose so. Are you sending it to Mom or are you sending it to Eric? That's the question.
No, all the Cat 5 crew.
All right. So it could be either or.
Well, do we have a picture yet?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Actually, I do recall that the folks at Google did have a sense of humor because there in Canada there is a place called London. And so... But if you typed in Toronto and then London, it would send you out to the east coast of Canada on proper highways and everything. It would tell you to swim for 4,000 kilometers, and then it connected back up with some roads. It was, I don't think it does that anymore, but that was...
Yeah, that's fun. There you go. So,
whoa.
A bit of a roundabout way to get to where we were. But there was the...
what if you headed west instead?
Might work. Let's save you some time.
That is a bit of a trip. How many hours does it say?
What does it say?
Hey, 254 Cundles Road East. I actually used to live on Cundles Road.
It's a long time.
I lived at 143, though.
Hours.
That's a long... They must tell you to swim at some... Read the instructions. Down...
This route includes a ferry. This route has tolls. This route crosses through multiple countries.
So you may get
Take
hung
your
up
passport.
at the border.
Take your passport.
Make sure you get it stamped each spot.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow, that
But
was
it all
kind of
starts
fun.
on Route 8. Ah, cool. Thanks for the email.
Yeah.
That's a kick.
We're not seeing Robert anytime soon. Okay. Well, we have one from Michael. Comes from
Michael.
Sofia, Bulgaria, and has a question for Robbie. How to install...
I've got a question for Michael first.
Okay.
We have a street here in Barrie that I call Sophia Street. And
Yeah, but it's Sophia.
People correct me and say Sophia. So can you tell me, Michael, is it Sophia or Sophia?
There's an important fact that you're missing. Is he lives in Bulgaria. And the
Right.
local vernacular, like if you live in Toronto, you know, you say
Tirana?
Eglin. You don't say Eglinton Street. It's Eglington, even though there's no G in the word. So the locals win. So you just to come from away. It's Sophia Street here in Barrie. I'm just telling you.
You let us know, Michael, all right?
Okay.
Michael?
All right.
Tally, head upstairs.
We have a tally in
We
the
have a
studio.
visitor. Yeah.
We have a visitor in the studio.
Tally,
Okay.
upstairs right
So, where was I? How to install Adobe Flash Player on Debian Squeeze 6.0.5. Thank you, and you are the best.
now. Oh, thanks.
I'm second best.
He's pretty awesome.
Okay.
Okay, so how do we install Flash Player on Debian Squeeze? Well,
Actually, you know what? I'm not even sure how to pronounce Michael because it looks like the name is actually Mihail.
oh yeah,
So
Mihail?
Mihail.
perhaps.
But so yeah, and we're kind of interested in that sort of stuff because Robbie mispronounces almost everything, anything he gets a chance to. All right, so do you have an answer for the
Yeah, well,
question?
let's take a look. Sorry for the distraction, folks.
Sorry, he was checking the lottery numbers on a different screen.
Just double checking. Okay, here we go. Boom. Let's get into Debian Squeeze, shall we?
Who is this Debbie, and how do you get a squeeze? Sorry.
Debian is a Linux distribution. It is Squeeze is the latest, the stable version. So we're going to take a look at that right now for you.
Cappuccino, nice. Thank you.
All right. So if we go, for example, over to YouTube. You'll see now it will play videos okay on YouTube because it uses HTML5. That's cool. But there's no Flash. Okay. So other websites.
You wanted me to
you're gonna have
flash your
trouble.
viewers? No. You're thinking not, aren't you?
Flash Player is what's required, folks, for video playback and things like that. Fortunately, we live in a world where developers are getting away from using Adobe Flash in their designs. There was a time when people would use that for navigation and things like that.
Once there was a day.
And developers would roll their eyes and say, ah. But now, sometimes you do need it for video and things like
Developers
that.
still roll their eyes.
You still, yeah.
Regular.
Oh, yeah. No, Flash
Developers are like
Flash
that.
is great for, right now, if you're watching this live, you're watching this using Flash plugin, right? Because that's what's required in order to.
I'm just saying developers have opinions and roll their eyes all the time.
Are you pointing fingers at me?
That was an
what we
elbow.
need to
That's
do
an
here-
elbow, Robbie.
What we need to do is we need to bring up Synaptic Package Manager in Debian Squeeze here, and we're going to do a quick search. And the reason that it doesn't come with it is that Debian is strictly free stuff. And when it's called free, it means that it is open source. The source code is not proprietary, but Flash is. Flash is made by Adobe. It was previously a Macromedia product that Adobe bought, and so it is closed source. It's not something that is that's free in that sense of the word. So it's freely distributed. There's no cost to it. But the software is not open, so it doesn't come
But
with.
you can't muck with it and mess with the code.
No. Okay, so what we want is we want Flash plugin - non-free, and you'll see that when I do a search, there's no result. Reason for that is, once again, Debian comes out of the box set up for free only. There's only free stuff included in Debian. So
Born free.
What we need to do is we need to turn on the contrib repository by going Settings, Repositories in Synaptic Package Manager, and turn on this second option, which is, in brackets, contrib. Okay? So that is the non-free
I thought it
software.
was Contra, but it's not contraband.
That's a good game.
It's Contra.
Okay, so you see that? I've added a check mark to that and hit close. It's warning me that my repositories have changed, so all I have to do is just click on reload over here. It's going to download the new package information. There we go. Rebuilding search index up at the top here so that our search will start to work, because it's got new packages now. Okay, so now you still see that it's empty. All I have to do is just remove one of those E's just to query it to search again. And you'll see that now we've got Adobe Flash Player. Click on it, mark for installation, hit apply. Here's what's going to happen. It's going to install Flash plugin non-free, and a bunch of unchanged stuff is going to take place. Apply. And that's all there is to it. It's going to grab that off the internet. It's going to install Adobe Flash Player in your Debian Squeeze installation, and now you've got access to the contrib non-free repository, so you'll be able to install some things that are not always available in Debian. But it's that easy.
How cool is that?
Yeah, very, very easy to do.
Very nice.
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. I hope that helps you get all the Flash stuff that you need to be able to do on the web, like watching the show live on Debian Squeeze. That's an important thing to be able to do. Invincible Mutant in the chat room says, what is Extra Sound? Well, that is an add-on.
That's like when your daughter walks into the studio and says, "Hi, Dad."
Yeah.
That's Extra Sound.
Who's Invincible Mutant? Okay, so that is well described here. It's an open source extension library for Adobe Flash Player. It enables support for otherwise unsupported sound system, providing like OGG, I think, and all that kind of stuff. Detected. Oh, OSS, Open Sound System. So I guess if you have trouble with ALSA, then you could install that for access to. I've never needed it. But that's what it looks like, is if you have trouble with your sound card in Flash, you can install Extra Sound. From the description, that's what it sounds like to me. I'm looking at Eric like he's going to... Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. I was reading the next question. I'm sorry.
Okay, you know. Thanks, gang.
Oh, look, a squirrel. Oh, sorry. Okay, we have another question here from... I'm going to go with Jai Pia. But I'm not really going to stand behind that one. This is a question...
I would say JP.
Okay.
So, hey. But we know who we're talking to. Nice to see you.
Could be JP.
That's true.
From JP.
Yeah, there you go. Keep it simple. We don't need all those extra letters.
Yeah. This is a question on Compiz.
All right.
Gets Compiz to run, but lose the taskbar. Any help? Bald nerd?
What does it say?
Actually,
what
he didn't really say that.
Does JP mention what
JP does not say the operating system.
No, eh?
Quick, chat room. Nope, nobody in the chat room seems to know.
May I? Just for 1 sec?
Well, you...
Show you a little secret here that we have.
Oh, okay, there we go. So
tell me a whole lot. We're on Linux.
Linux size 686. That narrows it down.
JP, I'd love to know what distro you're on. I wonder if it's a conflicting plugin between Unity and Compiz. If that's the case, what you could try...
It's Mozilla 5. Is that...
Just the browser?
Yeah, no.
What I would try, just in case, that's all it is bring up your Compiz config settings manager, go to preferences over here, and you'll see a button there that says reset to defaults. That's going to take everything back to the way it was. There may be a plugin that's causing a conflict. That's if you're using Unity, that's pretty much known to happen. but I don't really know anything about your system. Please let us know if you're in the chat room. Let us know. Beyond that, what could it be? Let's see. There's no panel plugin or anything like that, I don't think, for Compiz. Let's look under general options. Just taking a quick boo here, folks, and just
a boo.
Yeah, just in case there's something. Because I seem to recall that there was a setting.
Windows. Was it taskbar? No, it's the menu. Was it taskbar or the menu bar is losing? Yeah, I lose taskbar. So go back to that.
Oh, that's just Windows that.
But hides. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a different setting there. And if anybody in the chat room has an answer for why Compiz would make your panel basically disappear, there are other things, like GNOME compatibility. GNOME compatibility, turning that on is meant to make things a little more compatible with GNOME, which is probably
that's an Alaska, right?
Running. He's got something for everything.
GNOME? Never seen him before.
I hope that.
Sorry.
I hope that we can be of some form of help. Maybe pop us a note in the chat room, okay, JP? And we'll do our best. Thank you very much for the question. Who needs Compiz? Albert R. says, or asks, tongue-in-cheek.
There's a question mark there.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you're a Unity user, then you need Compiz right now. I like Compiz. But it's bloaty, Toby says.
I have a question from Toby. I wonder if it's the same Toby.
Might be. Compiz is.
Oh, it's not a question.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's pretty awesome though, what you can do with it. I like it, but I use it in such a, in the old sense of the word. I mean, like, my Compiz is set up a la Barrel Project. I've got it set up so that it feels a little more old school. So that's how I like it. I'm not into Unity and all that. Garby saying Compiz is outdated. It's junk. What are your thoughts? Pop us an email if you want a rebuttal.
I think
live
Toby
at
just called me bloaty.
Don't think he was talking about you.
Well, one comment and then the next comment.
Led Zepp mentioning that Compiz runs really nice on Zorin OS. I'd have to agree. It runs great on Debian. I run Debian Squeeze in the office, and I've got Compiz helping me be more productive.
You're already productive, Robbie Ferguson.
What do you got for me? We got a couple more minutes before viewer questions.
This is from Toby.
Hey, Toby. How
Hi, Robbie, and here I am again. I am the rest of the Category 5 gang. If you are reading this on the 5th anniversary, which I am not, episode, happy 5th birthday, Category 5.
Thanks, Toby.
Big smile. Just wanted to say thank you to Robbie for encouraging me to do my backups. It really paid off this week when my SD card died and I thought I lost all my photos and then realized I did 2 backups the day Sasha was on. Oh, way to go, Sasha.
Nicely done.
On the show talking about her crashed HD. So this is a thank you to all of you for constantly reminding us that it is very important to keep a backup, and please don't stop. Haha. Thanks for everything else you all do and taking the time to do Category 5. Big smile. Hope you all have a nice time at the Category 5 party. Also, the viewers, please take time to do a backup because it really does pay off.
Good call to action.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You know what? I hate reading stuff like that because I really need to do some backing up.
Point in case, folks.
Do some backing up.
You need to do your backups. Toby, thank you very much for sending that in. Good to know that something that we said on the show, the story that we had with Sasha and her loss of pictures, that influenced you to run a backup. And what an awesome thing to be able to say that just a couple days later or whatever, a couple weeks later, your hard drive crashed and you didn't lose your stuff.
You realize Robbie sabotaged your drive from afar, just to make a point.
EMP aimed at your house. Used your IP address, and we have a satellite up there somewhere. Yeah. There you go. Toby's actually in the chat room, and just reminding Eric Kidd to do your backup. So,
Well,
definitely needs to be done. Yeah.
okay, one more question.
Okay, real quick.
This is from Dennis.
Hey, Dennis.
Kelly. All right. Once you have your home folder on a second partition, how do you set it up with a fresh distro install? Example, I have Ubuntu 10.10. I move my home folder to a second hard drive. I want to install Zorin OS, but keep my home folder intact. Thank you.
Well,
Dennis Kelly.
I mean, you can mount that drive as your home folder, but then you've got a lot of leftover garbage because it's not going to have. You're not going to have the same programs and the same versions of programs that you had on 10.04. So what I would do, here's what I would do. This is what I would do. I wouldn't move my home folder because then you've got a single point of failure, right? Unless you've got a backup that is redundant. Never have a single point of failure. So,
and I come from the Department of Redundancy Department.
Okay.
I'll try to behave.
Train of thought. What I'm thinking is get your home folder. It's on a separate drive, and then install the operating system onto that new computer. Okay. And just set the home folder to default on the same hard drive. Then reinstall that hard drive. Okay. Don't set it as your home folder yet, but instead boot up from a live CD. Go to that second hard drive, which has your home folders on it, and I would rename the home folder to like Old Home on that.
The
drive.
Old Home place.
Old Home.
It's a good old bluegrass tune.
Just so that it doesn't become your home folder or whatever. Then copy, don't move, your home folder from the actual install hard drive. Copy that over to that hard drive. Because you've been booted from the live CD, you've got access to doing that. You're not going to have any sharing violations on files or anything like that. So copy that over. And then edit your FS-tab file and make sure that you set your home folder to mount to the hard drive that you just copied everything over to, and make sure you've got it pointed to the right folder. Okay? So then you can boot up your computer. You got the two hard drives now. FS-tab says during boot, the next time you boot up, hey, okay, the home folder's now on this other hard drive, but you've copied the actual installed home folder. So you're still not accessing your old home folder, right? That's Old Home, right?
Right.
So now that you've booted up, now you can go into your old home folder on that drive, mount the drive, go into the whole old home folder, and copy over all the stuff. Your favorites, bookmarks, and desktop files, and pictures, and all that stuff. Do it that way, and then that way you're not getting all the extra garbage that should be discarded at that point. Run your backup and then delete that old home folder because you're done with it once you've got all of the critical files that you need.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because if I install a program just to test it, right, on Linux, it throws all the configuration files into my home folder. I may never ever use that program, and you're talking about 10.04, that's a 2-year-old operating system, almost 3 years old. So over the course of 3 years, how much of those little configuration files that you no longer need and different things from old versions of software that you no longer need, it starts to build up. You don't really need to keep that. So that said, if you want to, you can use that same process and just point it to the home folder, but be ready to break things if you do that, right? My method that I've described here, what you're doing is you're taking the newly installed operating system, copying its home folder so you know it's going to work, mounting it so that it now directs to the other hard drive, and then copying your old stuff over. If you were just to install the operating system, point it to the old home folder, it's going to break stuff because maybe the user IDs are wrong.
Config files, et
You've
cetera,
got
et cetera,
permissions
et cetera,
issues because you used to be, I used to be called Robbie and now I'm R. Ferguson on my new install. So now my user ID is different, the number that corresponds to my group. So now all of a sudden I don't have access to my own home folder, and then it breaks things on boot. So my method is to avoid those kinds of potential problems. So good luck. Let us know how it goes. Always keep a copy of that home folder drive, okay? We don't want to see you lose anything.
No, we don't.
Yeah. I never delete stuff until I'm absolutely certain. Like, I wouldn't delete that old home folder until I'm absolutely certain that I have everything. Okay?
All right. Actually, you know what? We've got one more. And
you do? Yeah, sure.
I just like, actually, there was a question there in the chat room, too, asking about is it worth buying SSD drives? And you would say yes, wouldn't you?
Well, I'll tell you what. Sure makes a difference here. I mean, we're using 36%, 33% CPU right now on the broadcast server. We were up at about 45 with a spinning hard drive.
Yeah.
Makes a difference on my CPU. Makes a difference on my actual performance. The one thing that jabs me, though, is all the performance tests that you see where it's like, oh, well, look at how much faster my computer boots. Well, who cares? Wow, I turn it on and it's ready before the one with the spinning hard drive. That tells me nothing about the actual performance of the computer itself. What I have noticed in switching from a RAID 1+0, so RAID 10 unit, we had 5 hard drives in our server, spinning drives, running in 2 RAID 10s. So you would expect really good performance from that. One is for read, one is for write. So the 3-drive RAID 10 had the OS, and the 2-drive RAID 10 was for strictly recording, video recording, and production and things like that. Now we've switched to a single solid-state drive, and we're receiving better performance. Less weight, less power consumption, much better performance.
The seek time is you don't have any mechanical parts going in to find things.
Technically, there are there's no seek time. Yeah. I mean, you're limited to the 6 gigabit bus on your motherboard versus the 6 gigabit bus on the hard drive. That's the one thing to keep in mind as you're buying a drive, I suppose, is obviously you want to make sure that it's got good seek times and good, write I/O and read I/O speeds. Now, the one that I purchased was the red one. I can never remember the name of it, but there's one drive that's red, and it's 540 megabits a second, like super fast, and it's got a 6 gigabit bus. So keep in mind, I mean, if it's an older drive, an SSD, or if it's got some drives will still be manufactured with a 3 gigabit bus, you're actually effectively cutting the speed of the drive in half by buying that drive. So if it means spending a little bit more and getting a 6 gig hard drive, it's going to transmit and receive data back and forth very, very quickly. How big of an SSD hard drive is the question in the chat room from Led Zepp, and really realistically, I think that we don't need to store a whole lot anymore. If you're storing a lot of personal photos and things, I mean, I've said it before, I mean, backups are important, redundancy is important. Those things don't belong on your personal computer. If I have a laptop and I've got all of my personal files on that, and that laptop gets stolen because it's one of the first things to go if somebody breaks into the house, they're all gone. You need to have a nice NAS device, like a network attached storage that you can stick in a closet somewhere, a server that you can use for file storage that has more than one hard drive using redundant storage. That's where you put your files. So therefore, you don't need a lot of storage space on your computers. Barely any. I mean, we're running our entire broadcast server on a 120 gig hard drive,
which by today's standards is not huge.
That's small by today's standards. Yeah,
a terabyte drive.
Yeah, well, not when you're talking SSD.
Well,
right.
How large can you get with an SSD?
It's all ever changing. Right. I'm not sure what the limit is right now, but yeah, you could certainly get huge if you had the money.
I remember when I got my 360 megabyte drive. It was huge. I was never going to fill that up.
My first drive was an RLL. Took up 3 bays.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I remember those days. 1 megabyte hard drives. Megabyte. Not gigabyte. Not terabyte. Yeah. Megabyte. Smaller than a floppy disk. That's what we're talking about.
Okay.
Hey, Jameson's just letting you know that for about $1,000 you can have a terabyte SSD right now. So there you go.
Now, what's the failure rate on those? Is it a little higher than the regular spinning drive?
Oh, check out my blog, baldnerd.com. Here's my problem with a 1 terabyte SSD. If you have 1 terabyte of storage space, what are you going to do with it? You're going to leave your stuff on it. You're going to put it on, and you're going to fill it up, and you're not going to have anywhere to put that stuff because your backup is
hard to back that up to anything else, isn't it?
What are you going to do if you've got a 500 gig backup drive and you've got a terabyte worth of files sitting on an SSD? Danger. Do check out my blog. I talk about my concerns about that kind of scenario. You know, you buy a 64 gig SSD or SD card for your camera. What do? You never bother to copy your pictures off onto the computer because you've got room for 28 billion more photos. So you keep going and keep going and keep going. Guess what? You can only write to them 700 times and then they die. So then you come in for data recovery and I've got 5 years worth of photos on this here card.
Yeah. No, you don't.
No, you don't. Not anymore, you don't.
No, you don't.
You remember that whole transferring off to your computer?
Yeah.
I think it was a comment like that saved Toby recently. So I got to be firm about this stuff, folks.
So Toby did have another comment here.
Oh, cool.
And the question is, and I like the way he set this one up. Hi, Cat5 gang, and whoever is co-host this week.
Eric Kidd, folks. There he is.
Hi,
in the
Eric
flesh.
Kidd. About a year ago, I blocked many torrent sites on my router so nobody could access them. Is there a way to block all torrent sites all at once without writing in hundreds of sites to my block page? There was an application for Ubuntu that blocks sites, but it's not going to cut it in this case. Also, can you block all proxies all at once? Thank you, and sorry if it sounds crazy. I think that was an evil. Thank you for giving us a great show.
Hey, cheers. The first thing that comes to mind is Dan's Guardian, which is like protection for your Linux computer. That you can block certain types of websites. Pardon me. Things like that. If you want to go all out, a Squid proxy server on your network with Dan's Guardian installed, and you can block all of the internal traffic. Switch your DNS on all your computers. Switch your DNS on your router to OpenDNS. And OpenDNS allows you to block certain types of content by logging in to their website and blocking certain types of content. Whether or not you can block specifically peer-to-peer sites, I'm not entirely sure, but that's something for you to check out. Another thing that you can do is go install DDWRT in your router. And then you can block words like tracker from the URL. Words like announce from the URL, right? All common words that are used when using torrent websites.
But then what happens if you actually want to search something?
See, that's the catch-22, right?
You know, I want to find out who was announcing the show last night on...
There's the issue right there, yeah. For sure. It's a good point. But that's something that you could try. Yeah, don't know what else to suggest. Certainly Dan's Guardian, Squid proxy on a server. That's the complex thing. Try looking at OpenDNS. Set your router to connect through them. Set settings to block certain types of traffic. And then taking it one step further, DDWRT installed on your router. And work with, like Eric says, you got to be careful, because what if you block Tracker and then you're like, oh, I can't get onto Man Tracker because I want to watch it online.
Yeah.
You know? And
actually,
then you're in trouble.
When I was working at a TV station, I installed a product, and I can't remember the name of the product right now, but we were able to block anything and everything. Mm-hmm. Plus, I could get a report from each IP address, so I knew when you were, surfing the financial site or gambling or doing whatever it was you were doing. But when you first set it up, the screws are just a little bit too tight.
Oh yes.
So my accounting department couldn't check the Bank of Canada
stocks,
rate.
Looking at stocks,
the programming department couldn't get into anything, and we were working with, a TV show that had some, shows that had some, what's the word I'm looking for? Some stuff that was a little bit blue, and of course, I had to open things up for programming to see these things, mm-hmm. and news, we're searching. It was really tough trying to find the balance between, trying to keep things business-like and being Big Brother. Like it was
that's the
really tough.
Toby, I think that's what you're going to run into is that there are no drop-in solutions.
Like there are
that
legitimate reasons why somebody may be checking out a sex site.
You've got to maintain this stuff. Yeah,
I worked with a company that had sex TV. I mean, so you needed to be able, certain people who were doing that show or whatever.
What kind of companies does he work for? I don't know.
That was City TV.
Toby. Cat5.tv/block has got a forum. Sorry, I
understand you want to.
We need
stop
to
me right quick before I say something really bad.
He's talking about sex on TV and all this stuff. So, moving along then. No, I've got to get you to talk about the news. You teased about it.
There
I want
is
to know
news.
all about it. Toby, cat5.tv/block I've set up for a forum thread. Scroll down to Terabyte 911's thread there, and he or she talks a little bit about using DDWRT in the way that I had suggested there. So give it a try. Let us know what you think. All right.
Are all you
what do you
kids
think, sir?
ready for the news?
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Well, some Windows 8 apps, laptops, and PCs could end up running more Android apps than ones written for Microsoft software. Gadgets built around chips made by AMD will become optimized to run the Android apps. A collaboration between AMD and software firm BlueStacks lets the devices run 500,000 apps more usually found on Android phones. By contrast, Microsoft reportedly only has a few thousand apps written specifically for Windows 8 at launch. The Android apps will be available on Windows 8 devices via AMD's App Zone player. Inside this is code from BlueStacks that acts as a wrapper around the mobile phone programs so they can run on desktops, laptops, and tablets. AMD has made changes to the core code that runs its processors and graphics cards to ensure apps built for the small screens on the mobile phones look good and run well on larger displays. Well, that's very cool.
Yeah, neat.
Japan has introduced some strict penalties for illegal downloads. Thanks to lobbying by Japan's music industry, internet users who download copyright-infringing files can now face up to 2 years in prison or fines of up to 2 million yen. That's about $25,700 or 15,900 pounds.
Sounds steep.
You know, 2 million anything. Yens or pennies even
Yes.
is a pile of money.
Yep.
In theory, the new download punishments can be enforced if a user is found to have downloaded a single pirated file. That sounds a little harsh, but what do I know? Honey bee brains could soon be helping robots act more independently.
This is the buzz in the news.
Honeybees aren't independent. They work like a... sorry, we'll carry on. What am I saying
He's
here?
judging the news, folks.
The way that bees smell and see is being studied in a 1 million pound project.
That's like the money, the currency.
Yeah, okay.
They're not like a whole big... He's picturing a bucket full of bees, and it's really, really heavy. It's 1 million pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember reading about some rock star who, was consuming like 1,000 pounds of cocaine. And I'm thinking, wow, what is that? That's like a stack of that stuff.
Right.
Okay, so the simulated bee brain will then be used by a flying robot to help it make decisions about how to navigate safely.
Fantastic.
My ghast is flabbered. Plans to offer UK-based firms shorter internet domain names backed by added security features have been proposed. The scheme would give businesses the chance to register www.name.uk as well as their web address. It would run alongside the current www.name.co.uk service. Applicants would have to prove they had a UK presence and pay a higher fee.
Of course.
Of course. An X Factor style TV show aimed at discovering aspiring young technology entrepreneurs is reportedly being considered by music moguls Simon Cowell and rapper will.i.am.
There you go.
will.i.am told the Sun newspaper they had met to discuss the details of the project. X Factor for Tech last month. The Black Eyed Peas frontman, who was last year appointed as Intel's Director of Creative Innovation, said the show would create lots of jobs.
I've got a feeling it's going to be a good show.
Oh, nerdlings.
Had to be said. I got a feeling.
Get the full stories at category5.tv/newsroom. The Category5.tv newsroom is researched by Roy W. Nash with contributions by our community of viewers. If you have a news story you think is worthy of on-air mention, email newsroom@category5.tv. For the Category5.tv newsroom, I'm Eric Kidd, or the whole gang, or the Cat 5 gang. Sometimes. One day I'll be Sasha. Actually, I was Sasha the last time I was here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tonight's show is brought to you in part by Cordery Electrical Contracting, Inc. Find out more about them at corderyelectric.com. Book them if you are looking for an awesome electrical contractor in Barrie or the surrounding area. And they go all over Ontario as well, so check them out. Also, Netflix, get your free 1-month trial of Netflix, cat5.tv/Netflix. All right, Eric, we've got just a couple minutes to the show, but I want to show you how we can do self-publishing on the web using absolutely free software. I mean, we're talking openoffice.org for our word processor, our publishing application, and we're talking the GIMP, GNU Image Manipulation Program, to actually create the graphics for our book, and using the software from, the website that you'll find at cat5.tv/Cafepress. Please use that link. Rather than hopping into Google or going direct to their website, go to cat5.tv/Cafepress. There we go.
All right.
So here we are at Cafepress. First thing we're going to do up at the top is click on Sign In. You see where I went there? Right up at the top, Sign In. Yes, that is the first thing that you're going to do, even if you've never done this before, because we're going to go create an account. Okay? So simply go through the steps. Create a user ID using your email address, password, answer a question, and give your birthday. You'll be good to go.
Happy birthday.
There you go. Okay, so I've already created my account. I would have loved to go through the process with you to show you how to create an account. Very, very simple at Cafepress, but we're close to out of time, and I want to show you how this is done.
We've got a good 8 minutes and 15 seconds. Come on. You can do it, Robbie.
We're going to create a book from scratch. I'm talking if you've ever wanted to be a writer, if you want to write a novel or anything like that, we can actually do that using Cafepress and free software. So the software that I've used to create the publication is called OpenOffice. You can download it for free for Windows, Mac, and Linux at openoffice.org. The book design that I've created is a book that my wife has written, and you'll see that it's laid out nicely in OpenOffice. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to give you a copy of the template that I've created to do this. Okay? And this will actually allow you to create your own book, take your book and whatever you've written and put it together into novel form. So using OpenOffice, I'm going to go File, Export as PDF. We want to make sure that tagged PDF is checked. That's very important. That's going to basically embed font structures and the way that everything looks, all that kind of stuff. Okay? Check everything else. There's probably nothing else that you need to set other than tagged PDF, and make sure that you have lossless compression set for your images, because if there are any images, you want to make sure that they don't have, they don't get lossy. They don't lose quality.
Is lossy an actual...
It's a technical word.
It's a technical word? I understand it, but it just sounds... silly.
Now we've created the PDF a little bit. There you go.
Oh,
so
you
now
lost some quality there. That's kind of lossy.
Yeah.
Lossy.
All right, so there's our PDF. Again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide you with the template files so that you can create these yourself. Okay? They're going to be found at cat5.tv/publish. You see the link down there. That's going to take you over to a special website where you can actually download these templates, as well as get all the information that you need to be able to publish your own book directly through Cafepress. So, all right, let's hop over here. I've got that file. Now I've created a front cover, a back cover, and a spine for this book. So we're going to remove the bleed lines, okay? I've created a layer here that has the bleeds. Bleed lines means that you don't want your text to go outside of that red area. And again, these templates are going to be available to you. Okay, so we turn off the bleed area, and we're going to actually save as a ping file. Frontcover.ping. Make sure your fingers are in the right spot. Merge visible layers.
Some really neat spelling when you move over a couple of
letters.
Yeah,
you know, you just create. That's creativity. Now, what we're doing is we're actually creating these files. They're very high resolution, ready for print. What's neat about Cafepress, kind of interesting about them, is that they use RGB files. We're creating a ping file, not a CMYK file. If you've ever done printing, that means something to you. If you have never done printing, then it probably doesn't matter. But basically, we can use programs like the GIMP to be able to create this. So that file is 1404 by 2214. Now I can close that because I have my front cover.ping. There we go. Back cover. I'm going to save that. I've already created it. And again, templates will be available for you so that you can create your own covers as well using these free tools. Now I'm saving that one as a ping as well. Okay. There we go. And last but not least, the spine. This is what you see on the end of your book. Oh, and I left the bleed area on. See, that I did what I told you not to do. Let's turn off the bleed area there
Robbie
on the back. Yeah, pressed for time. What can you do? Back.ping. Now I've turned off the bleed lines. We're going to save that again. Overwrite. Okay. Have you ever done any writing yourself? As far as literature goes? No, mostly music and things like that. I've always kind of wanted to do a bit of writing. I like to write technical stuff, and I think I do a fair job at writing manuals and stuff like that. But here's an opportunity for you to actually publish your work in a way that you can purchase and allow distribution of your books at one at a time. What's interesting about that is that it's not vanity press, so you're not sending your book your manuscript out, and then they are printing 1,000 books at your expense, and then you have to hope that you can sell them, because that's tough. I mean, that's very expensive up front, but it's also what happens if you don't sell them. Then you're in big trouble.
Then you've got Christmas gifts for the family for the
years.
rest of their lives.
Yeah, once a year. Make sure you autograph them.
No, Uncle Robbie, I don't want that book again.
So the thing is that with Cafepress doing it this way, the way that we're doing it tonight, we're actually not having to purchase anything. We could purchase one copy for ourselves if we'd like, but you don't have to.
So you can actually get one.
You could buy one for
print.
yourself, in print. It looks fantastic. We've done many of them in our time, and next week I'll certainly show you what a printed book looks like.
We want to see.
Yeah.
Don't we?
But you do not have to purchase them, and as people buy them off of your website or off of your Cafepress store, they manufacture it on the fly for them. So you never have to buy 100 up front. You never have to buy 500 or 1,000. It's all.
So, as the publisher of this book, do you? They sell one. You pay X number.
We'll get into. Yeah. Okay. No. It comes off of there are margins. We'll set up margins here. Okay. So we're going to manage products and sections in our store. We've already created a store, and we're going to add a product. This is Cafepress, which you can get to via this link, cat5.tv/Cafepress. Okay, so now that we're adding a product, we're going to go to Office and go Make Selections. Okay, that's right here. Office, Make Selections. Scroll down. There it is right there. Book. Single click on it. We're going to create one book. Base price is $4. And now we're going to go down to the bottom and add that selection. Over here, now we're going to go add these products. And there we go. There is our book with no cover, pending, $4.80. Let's edit it. Okay, so first thing we need to do is we need to upload our document, agree to the terms, choose our file, which is going to be that file that we've created, the PDF file. Okay. There it goes, 25%, 45, 50, 70, and it's done.
Okay, so you bought it. Now what happens?
We bought it. We're not buying anything yet. This is all free. We're just uploading our file.
Okay.
So we're creating the actual publication that allows us to sell the book. We can buy a copy at cost if we want, right?
Okay.
So that because it would be nice to have your very own copy of your book, right? So now you'll see that file is now available. Okay. So I'm going to select the dimensions of the book are 5 by 8. And that's based on the template. So you'll see that based on this book, because it is 342 pages long, okay, it's going to cost me $17.26 to print. Okay? So I'm going to go select and continue, because I'm going to go perfect binding. That's like a nice binding on the book. Okay? So just like a novel, any novel that you would buy. If you see a server error there, don't be concerned. That's just because your file has not been processed yet. Just click on Next. Okay? Now we're going to select the cover of our book, front cover. You can download a template from here if you like, but I'm going to actually give you an XCF file which you can open in the GIMP, which is going to help you to be able to do this using free software. So I'm going to go select image, and we're going to actually upload a new image. Let's upload all of those all at once. So back.ping, frontcover.ping, and spine.ping. Okay. These designs are related. Let's group them together, sure. And we agree to the terms and conditions. Everything that you see has been created by us. Remember that we're actually printing something. We're putting something up for sale. So you have to own the imagery that you're creating, that you're uploading. Right. I can't take, my favorite hockey team and put them on the cover of my book because I don't own the rights to do that, right? So that's uploading 45%. Chat room's okay with us going a little bit overtime tonight. And for those of you watching at home, really would love to show you how this works. And we're very, very close to actually having a published book. And the real work is setting it up in these templates. But once I give you these templates at cat5.tv/publish, you'll be able to do this reasonably simply. You can download the templates from us and create the files that you need, and then simply follow the steps that we're doing tonight.
But you still got to go home and write the book first.
You do have to have the book written. Yes, absolutely. There is that. Yeah. All right, that's coming along. It looks like it's almost done.
Your grade 12 essay.
There we go. So it's got all three images. There's the back. So I'm going to call this back. Make sure you tag these better than this, okay, folks? All I'm doing is I don't have time to do a proper job of tags. Tags are going to help you in the search engines, okay? So make sure you put in things like, this is a bit of a synopsis of the book. Becca Ferguson's new book. Something like that, okay? And go through each one and tag each one. Front. Front. Only doing that because we are out of time, folks. Otherwise, I'd love to tag these properly for you. Okay, there we go. Done. Oh. Okay, so now we have those three images. Remember that I clicked on the front cover, so now I want to actually select this one as the front cover, and you'll see that it actually puts it into this template. Now it's showing a broken image now because we know that it's still kind of processing. Let's do the spine. Okay, so I've selected that. Now select the back image.
You don't need to click that little checkbox up in the top corner?
No. Okay. All right. So I've clicked next, even though see what's happening there is we've got broken images because things are just being processed at Cafepress. No problem. Book information. Title. We're going to call this what it is. Author. And now here's our cost. Our base price is $17.26. It's not unreasonable to say, okay, let's charge $19.99. So then we're going to get a couple bucks every time. And if it's a shorter book, I mean, if you've got a 100-page mini story, like a short story, your cost is only going to be like $10 or something like that. So you can charge $14.99 a lot easier. Okay, product description, synopsis. Here's where the synopsis will be. Category, choose one that's appropriate for this particular book. Definitely not architecture. Okay, and then we're going to save and finish. And you'll see now the cover is in place. And in fact, the book is already up. And it's on my product page. So if I go there, there's the book. It's ready to go at $19.99. Okay? Click on the product ID at the top. And I can see that this book is in fact ready to be purchased. And you can actually purchase it right off of the website, Cafepress. Right? Because it's a part of now my store. So I can take that link and I can create links. I can tweet that. I can put it on my Facebook profile. Here's my book. I can put it on my website and say, here's a link to my book, and you can actually purchase it.
So are we, you purchase it, they send you a book, is there a shipping charge on top of the 19?
Oh, of course, yeah. It is a store. Right.
Very cool.
Yeah. So you see that as I've just added this stuff, there, Cafepress seems to do a poor job with regards to error handling and things like that. Because it should say, this is still being processed. That would be the more appropriate thing. Don't get scared when you see, we've encountered an error. Well, I just uploaded the files. It's still processing the PDF file. It's still going through all those steps. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So there you go. The book is up. It's published. It's ready to go. You could actually purchase it right now. I can purchase it from my own store at a discount because I don't have to pay the markup, obviously, right? And if I buy in bulk, if I want to buy 15 copies, they'll actually deduct the price a little bit.
So you're doing
as well.
A big deal down at the local library. You can purchase a bunch, take them down.
You could. Yeah, absolutely. So that is cat5.tv/Cafepress. And do check it out. I would encourage you to do that. And as I was saying, we're going to put up all the information that you need. Those templates, all those files are going to be available to you at cat5.tv/publish. And a good opportunity for you to be able to publish things. And check out some of the stuff over at Cafepress too when you're there, because you can add T-shirts, you can add posters and calendars. You can make your own shirts and your own mugs and your own merchandise. It's a very, very cool service. And very really, nice. It's free to use. And then you can just buy your own products. So you're basically, instead of going to a store and buying this mug, I could go out and buy a Category 5 mug that I've made myself, that I've designed myself, for example. Right? And
why we don't have those?
They're coming.
Okay.
Season 6 graphics, my friend. They're coming. Be watching our website for them. All right, folks, that's all the time that we have. People asking about ISBN numbers and things like that. Though that's outside of the scope of what we wanted to show you tonight, which is just basically pressing a book on Cafepress. But at cat5.tv/publish, we're going to have a lot more information for you. So do check out that website if you're interested in publishing your own book. And it's a great way to get your books available for purchase online. So, Eric, buddy, thanks for being here.
Hey, always fun.
Sorry for overtime, folks. Welcome to Season 6.
Yeah, we're going to have a blast. Time and a half for the extra 8 minutes? Time and a half for the extra 8 minutes. Yeah. Time and a half is the same as time. Well, folks, have a fantastic week. Been lovely having you here. And, there we go. We'll see you next Tuesday night. Hillary's going to be here next week. And we've got just an awesome month planned out for you. Lots of cool stuff going on. We've got more prizes for our viewers that were at the anniversary show. We're going to be sending out some prizes to you at home as well. So make sure you tune in every week right here at category5.tv. Thanks for being here. And we'll see you next week. Hey.
Thanks, bud.
Bye. He struck me. I have witnesses.
Did you see that? It wasn't
thousands of them.
I should have hit him harder. See you guys.
Sure.
You enjoyed the show. Category 5 TV broadcasts live from Barrie, Ontario, Canada every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you're watching this on demand or through cable TV, check out the local show times in your area at category5.tv and find out when you can watch live and interact in the community chat room. Category 5 is a production of Prodigy Digital Solutions and is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution 2.5 Canada. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.